Welcome back to another budget closeout. If you didn't see how we get to these numbers, at the beginning of March, we broke down all of our budgets and what we expect to come in and out of our account to be zero based. Now we are going to get to the realistic numbers of exactly what we made, what we spent, where we saved, and if we are in the positive or negative. Now, the goal is to be in the positive or as close to zero as possible, so not have rollover to the next month. But let's see if we did good or bad. Of course, I have realistic numbers, but we are going to round them to the nearest dollar-ish, and that's how we kind of do it. And then for expenses, savings, all of that, I will show you guys to the penny towards the end. Now, if you're new here, it's my husband and I. We're a dual income family. We rent out a few rooms in our house. We had some savings and rollover. Then we have rent, our water bill, internet, phone, electricity. This is going to turn to utilities next month, so you'll see that it's a little bit higher than we thought. We took over a bill. Groceries, gym memberships, gas, subscriptions, health insurance. Then we have only car debt so far, and we paid to principal a little bit this month, or we hope to. And then sinking funds is our saving fund, and then our spending funds is where we spend. And as I said, we budget for zero base, so we go lower numbers here, and as we hope to make more money, which you'll see, and be able to roll over money or put more into what we need. Let's jump right in to our income. We actually did have part of our taxes come in, so we're also going to have taxes in here as well. So for my husband, he did well this month. $440, $585, and $470. So he did really well. We budget on the low end, and as you can see, some weeks that we have to pay union dues or anything like that, it is a little bit closer to this amount, but then every other week kind of varies depending on the amount of hours he has. And then for me, I make a little bit more than this, but we round it to $1,600. I make about $1,650. I am salary, and usually we try to keep an extra $100 in our account each time, so I only really do $1,600 here. For rent this month, they gave us some back rent, and we hope to have a bit more back rent this month. We got $1,800. From our savings, we pulled exactly the $2,000, and then our rollover was $1,800 like we said. And then our taxes came out to being like $600, where we thought we would have to pay taxes. So getting taxes back, you'll see a big difference there. So this number, to give you a little bit, is going to help us out. So let's figure out exactly what our income came out to be and figure out what we're playing with out of realistic numbers. It obviously is more than we thought in every category, which is great. So hopefully we have more money at the end and we didn't overspend. Okay, wow, what a great month. So we ended with $11,255. So that's really great. That is our ending number to put down here, $11,255. About $1,600 more than what we thought, which is great. And that number will let us be able to hopefully be in the positive. Before you go to the wants, we need to go to your needs. So we need to make sure that we can afford all of our bills and expenses and our car payment before we even spend. That's kind of our goal every month, is make sure we budget these in before you ever budget this in. Of course, our rent is always $1,400. We did not have a water bill. We will next month because it's quarterly. And then we paid the $115, the $35. Our electricity, we took on a whole bill, so we will be paying $500 each month, and this is going to turn to utilities for next month, but it was way higher than we thought, and so we took on half of last month's bills and half of this month's bills and put them together to be able to agree upon the $500 for the bills moving forward. Now, that being said, we paid more this month, but we will only be paying $500 next month. Our groceries, we did really good. We stayed under at $800. Then of course we paid the $52, but it's closer to like $50. It's like $51. And then gas, we did really well this month. We didn't really drive around much, or we used our points, or we used gift cards, so that was really nice. Subscriptions, we only spent $20, and our health insurance we did spend $0, but we will be paying more on this next month, so it kind of all balances out, which is the point here. Of course, at Balance While Blooming, we like to say your wants and your needs, and that's how we kind of break this down, but always make sure your needs are necessary before you go into your wants and the things that you want in life. So let's make sure that our bills and expenses are around this number. For our family, we are normally between $3,000 and $4,000 of bills and expenses depending on the month and the bills. So we are right there. Let's see if we stayed within that. $20 more even with our $400 extra. It's kind of where we saved in our gas and kind of just balancing everything out. It came to $3,130. That is awesome. That's a great amount to be sitting at because we didn't really spend any more than what we thought. Now, I'm going to just talk about my car payment and leave the principal pay until later because that was a want, and make sure that we were able to afford that and show you guys what we were able to do with this amount. So, of course, our car payment is always, it's around $150, but it actually comes out to being $315. Now, we're not going to put this amount, but we were in our budget for what we spent. Now, let's talk about these and work our way back into what we were able to pay into our car this month with this extra money if we didn't overspend. Let's break it down. So, as I said, our sinking fund is our savings. We were able to save $700. So that goes here. Of course, when we are working backwards, you want to make sure that you're as close to zero as possible. So these numbers will be this category, but remember 700 of that was savings and then the rest are spending. Now let's break down what we spent for his and hers and dining out. We thought we were going to spend about $600. We only spent $325, which is amazing. Almost half saved here. For other and miscellaneous, we wanted to save $470. We wanted to not spend more than $470. We spent $375. So almost $100 here. On our anniversary / vacation trip, we were able to use a family like Visa gift card that was given to us. So we only spent $140, and we didn't really spend more than that anyways, which was really great. $140. That's it. For our car, we thought we had to buy a part that was more expensive, but we really realistically, including our dump sticker, our excise tax, oil changes this month, everything put together was $370, so less than half. And all we had to do was pay my mom's friend for tax lady, which was $150. So realistically this month it was amazing. We saved so much money in our spending fund, which is always the goal, but let's figure out how much of a difference of this money really was and how much we could put extra into our car. We didn't put all of it, but I will tell you we did put a little bit more into there. Okay, I think this is literally the lowest spending month ever for us since we've been tracking this, and it was $1,360. Honestly, guys, it's been spending nights at home, more free date nights, maybe driving around a little bit, but even our gas has been cheaper. We've been trying to alternate our cars because usually I drive way less than my husband, so we'd take my car a bit more. And realistically, we just have been so intentional with our spending, and we budgeted so high on things that we thought we'd have to pay for, which came later in the month, so we didn't have that like impulse spending. So now knowing that, let's take this 1360 and the 700. So 1360 plus 700 equals a total of $2,060, which that goes over here. $2,060. Now, of course, when you are trying to zero-based budget, you take your income and you minus your bills and expenses, and then you minus obviously your debt and everything else. So $2,060, which means you have $6,065. Now we already know that we have $315 taken away from that. So we have $5,750 to play with. Now, what did we spend on our car? I want to make this nice and bright and big and bold. We'll just do it in gray. We put $4,500 onto our car principal. So now we are under $4,000 for our car. Whoa, I'm so excited. So this comes down to $4,815. And it's amazing that we could double the amount that we paid to our principal, not only using our savings, but also just making sure that we had the money necessary to roll over and pay from our rollover, from our savings, and just make sure that we were staying within our budget. So let's quickly figure out exactly what we have to roll over next month, and then I will show you guys the exact expenses of everything that I spent while we close out this video. As I said, you want to take your income and minus everything else to figure out the balance. We are walking away with a grand total of $1,250 to roll into next month. We will definitely need that for next month. Next month is a little bit of a tighter month. As I said, we are changing some of our utility bill spending. We have health insurance to pay, a few more things that need to be done, and watch out for our April budget with me, as we do have a financial update to give you guys. Life is just changing. I feel like so much happens from month to month as life goes on, and this is where we find the balance. And you guys knew that our home was for our big projects. That's changing. All those updates are going to be coming in the April reset, along with the April budget, to kind of show you guys where we're going to be putting our money and where we're going to be going. And so much is to come with Balance While Blooming for you guys. I want you guys to have all the resources necessary to balance your life and bloom into the person you want to be. If you have any questions about finances, I'm not a financial advisor, but I can definitely help you see where your categories are, where you should be putting your money in the way of being able to budget for your wants and your needs. And that being said, always figure out the system that works for you. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Follow me for more ways to budget, balance your life, and bloom into your best self. Budgeting is just one area of life that you should be categorizing, understanding, and blooming into, because money comes and goes, and knowing how you're spending it and how you're getting it in is so important. So follow along on this journey, join our community, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.